Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, I'm Spirit Medium Laura, your host of this radio show. I've been channeling spirit for over 30 years and recently was chosen for the 2014 book, 100 Top Psychics in America. Here's how to LOVE love your readings on this radio show. L is for let spirit lead. O is for only one question or connection per caller. V is for validate all advice of a licensed professional. And E is for enjoy the show. Stay tuned for additional announcements.
Hi, everybody. This is Spirit Medium Laura. I feel really alert today. Sometimes it's better though when I'm kind of tired because that actually allows me to access the world of spirit easier. But today I'm like zipping around, lots of energy, which is a good thing also, but maybe not the best for connecting with the other side and the spirit world. Anyway, welcome everybody to the show. This is called Healing to Happiness. And of course, it is about healing holistically with spiritual help, but also with physical advice as I do medical intuition, not only mediumship. I don't do it so much on the show, but I am a certified health coach. And I've just recently got a brainstorm. I created a 30-day program. It's an online program. It's very inexpensive, which would allow you to transform your life. It's 30 days, detox 30 days to your juicy life. And during this program, you will detox, not only at your soul level, which karmic blocks and all those other things, self-esteem issues, whatever it is that's always been an issue for you, but also at a physical level. As a true detox, as a true rising of vibration can only happen if we incorporate the three parts of our being, body, mind, and soul, the three aspects of our being, body, mind, and soul. And that, a link to that, as well as everything to do with this radio show is at one location, one website. And that website is spiritmediumtv.com. spiritmediumtv.com. And you can watch me live on video today at that location. Yeah, yes, I did start it up. Oh, goodness. I was wondering if I had started up. I started up the video. Everything's fired up and going. And if you go there now and click on the video, which is about 50% down the page, you'll find me chatting and looking at you. If I do pick your call, if you're called in early enough, I remind you to shut the volume off on that so I don't hear any kind of feedback. In any event, the big news today is this program, which is very inexpensive, and it's a self-paced 30 days to a new life. It's a life detox, body, mind, and soul detox. It also incorporates how to detox your physical form so that you can reach your ideal weight, avoid over 50 life-threatening degenerative diseases, detox your mind so that you end worry and mental clutter, and allow yourself to live at a miracle frequency, also align with your life purpose, and a gamut of other things in this 50-day transformation sent to you via email. There'll be multimedia in the email. At times there'll be videos, at times there'll be audios, but there'll mostly be words and exercises, explanation, and assignments. Okay, a couple of other announcements. If you want to jump to the top of the queue, nobody has made a donation today, but it would allow you to jump to the top of the queue. Just go there to donate 8 to jump the gate. That's Spirit Medium TV. Go there. If you would like to win a session with me, just go to spiritmediumtv.com, and on the upper right, join the mailing list. And there you will be in to win the September contest. I just made the drawing yesterday for the August contest. And a young lady by the name of, let's see what I wrote down. Oh, Kim Hathaway won for August. Cool. Also, you can book a private session with me at Spirit Medium TV. Just go to Spirit Medium TV and you'll see where it says discount 25% discount and a private session with me. All you need to do is to remember when you book your time to put in the event code radio show and the date you listened. Radio show and the date of the show. Okay. I wonder if there's anything else. Let me just take a quick look. Blah, blah, blah. We got the get readings, the schedule of the show. Oh, well, schedule of the show is Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. It's an hour-long show. It's an hour-long show. Sounds like I sound like Ed Sullivan today. May he R.I.P. Okay. Well, there's always tons of things to talk about. But let me just say one thing to everybody listening. If I want to wish you all a happy Labor Day weekend. I still haven't decided. I probably will do a show on Monday night. That would be the Labor Day holiday. I probably will. I usually do work on the weekends, the show, because I love doing it. And unless I'm going away on some romantic holiday, which as of right now, I'm not planning. But, unless I'm going away or something, why not do it? Okay, and so I'd like everybody listening to prepare. Right after this preparation, I will be doing some channeled messages. Is there anything I want to say as a pre-message first? Maybe something will come in as I go through this preparation with you. And so I'd like everybody listening to please uncross your arms and legs and make yourself really comfortable. If you're in a seat, just sit back. If you're lying down, lie down, uncross, go into open body position. I'd like you all to start breathing from your abdominal area. Breathe in slowly. And breathe out slowly. And as you do, imagine that you're detoxing every aspect of your being, releasing and letting go of all toxins, all stress, anything that is making you feel less than wonderful. Just release that all on your inhale and exhale, remembering to breathe abdominally. Good. And now what I would like you to do is, if you're wanting an other side connection, to please call in your loved ones from the other side that you want to speak with. If you have a life question, think about your question, firmly placing it in your mind and asking that it be answered by your divine beings this show or in general. You may get a message from somebody else's message today. You may get a message from the channeled message. You never know if you're not actually speaking to me. And you may get a message just from yourself and from life after today. So ask that your question be answered. And as you do that, I'm going to go off and invoke the prayer. I'll be back in a millisecond. One moment, please. Good. And now what I'd like you all to do is, on your next exhale of breath, I'd like you to release into your space your energy, and I will connect us. One moment, please. Good. And so the color of the day, it's like the blue plate special of the day. Today the color is yellow. A lot of yellow. Now yellow stands for knowledge and wisdom. In other words, most of the people out here in listening land today either have a lot of knowledge and wisdom, maybe you're more aware of spirituality than others, or maybe you're seeking it. But the color is yellow. There's also a silver color. Silver. So, and there's also the wording. Silver stands for spirituality. So there's some people in the audience who are pretty much might even be spirit practitioners. And then the last thing is there's some people in the audience that have self-esteem issues today. So we'll be talking about that. Self-esteem. Actually, maybe we'll be channeling that. Okay, so I'm about to go now and bring in the guides. I didn't do any channeling with them earlier because I had a client right before this. So we'll see what they want to say. It's a message that is relevant to most of you, if not all of you. One moment, please. We are here. We are the ones. We have come to work with all of you in the audience today. You are all good people. Each of you has your own angel at your side. We mean that each of you has your own divine guidance, if you will. Each of you has access to the spirit world. Although many of you think you need to go to someone other than yourself, we would like to remind you that each of you does have access to the world of spirit. Each of you is divinely connected. And you may be wondering then, how do you access this? Because most of the time, when you're living in a day-to-day mindset, you do not realize anything more than your three-dimensional existence. The way to do this is with quiet time, introspection, journaling, meditation, and asking, of course. When you ask Spirit for help, you also need to be quiet or be very centered to hear your answers or to receive your answers. We are not expecting you to become direct channelers of the world of spirit. What we mean rather is that you work in conjunction with your guides to live a better life. And that does require some quiet time, some introspection, some listening time, not just asking, but also being still to hear. And so the best way to do this is by journaling after a meditation on a daily basis. If you would take the time, 10 to 15 minutes a day, to sit with pen and pad and meditate and then write down questions and wait for answers, they will come in as inspired moments. We understand you all live very busy lives, and it is difficult to quiet yourself down, but the rewards for that type of investment far outweigh what you have to do to receive your guidance. And so we ask that you all do this because your lives will become more miraculous and you will be led. Namaste. Oh, okay, that was very nice. Thank you. By the way, the Detox Your Life, 30 Days to Your Juicy Life, that program, the first 3 days or so of it show you how to do what was just said in the channeling. Maybe that's why it came through, because I've been working on this of late. So if you're wanting to understand yourself better, if you're wanting to have better physical, mental, spiritual health, the Detox 30 Days to Your Juicy Life is all about that, gently guiding you along with health insights and spiritual health insights and exercises that can be done in little pieces every day. Okay, so I'm going to go to Carol, who's waiting at 502 area code. Hello, Carol. How are you, honey?
Hi, Laura. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great, love. And so you should shut off the volume of that video, please.
Oh, okay, I just did. Sorry.
That's all right. It's nice to know you were watching. It's kind of fun, this whole thing, it's kind of fun. I'm kind of like a mad scientist, behind the scenes here with these things. I love my work. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so we're going to you, Carol, and did I do I think I did a discernment for you maybe about 6 to 8 months ago. Is that correct, love?
No,
I've never done any mediumship for you before?
Well, I think I had called in for a question, but quite a while ago, but that's all.
Okay. Oh, yeah, now I hear your accent's a little different. Because what I have is a feeling here of a woman from spirit that reminds me of somebody I brought in before. And she's very gentle nature, and it reminds me so much of what I brought in before. So let me just see, and we'll go from there. She is a slender build. She also likes to wear her hair very naturally. Right now it's a little bit longer to shoulder length, but it also could have been shorter here and there. But there's a certain flow to her, and the hair has that flow. I do see that it's allowed to gently go to gray and white over time. But it's natural. She's not Not a lot of tight curls or anything, a little bit of a soft wave. She's slender. She seems to like to garden, or she likes nature, or she's in a country setting, something like that. There's this softness about her. Now, do you understand this woman from what I'm saying? For anyone you would know, please.
Yes, it sounds like my mother.
Okay. Yeah, she reminds me a lot of another woman I brought in. Does your mother like to garden? Your mother, did she like to garden?
Oh, yes, she loved it.
Oh, okay. So there she is. She also feels like she's given birth to a son besides a daughter. Okay, so that would mean you have a brother, one at least. Is that correct, honey?
Not that I know of.
Okay. All right. I feel a male under her, so that could also mean she has a grandson or even a great-grandson.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what it is. All right. Yeah, so she's here. She's very slender. She's very delicate, sweet nature. She likes to take care of her health when she's on Earth, and she chuckles a little bit because she says, that was a little faulty, wasn't it, Carol? She said, "I wasn't."
My son is on the other side. Maybe he's with her.
He could, because I felt a male around her that seems to be down the family line. But I didn't know if I didn't go that far to see if he was in spirit or where he was. I just got this very fast whiff of a male. So maybe he is with her. Let's just see. It's so funny because when I worked with you earlier, I got your name and everything that you were in the queue. I didn't feel anyone in spirit, but now all of this is coming through, which is great. So she's in the country still. I see her with a field there. I see her with a white picket fence. I see there's a barn in the background, or some kind of looks like more of a country setting. It looks like a barn. If it's not exactly a barn, I don't know what it is, but it looks like a barn to me. She likes the great outdoors. She did take as good care of her health as she could. For a long time, she was healthy, but then something happened. I feel it's in the lung area. Do you understand lungs for Mom, please?
Yes.
Okay. She says, I tried to do the best I could with what I had, but then finally, it was my time to go. God wanted to take me. She says, God is good. She says, God is here with me. She says, I do live in a beautiful place in the spirit world, very much like my home on earth. Nothing really has changed much, except I only get to see you here, not the way I used to be able to see you on the physical world. Now, what she means by that, Carol, is that in spirit, there's a part of your soul that still resides there, so she does interact with you. The other thing that's kind of interesting is that she's created a place in spirit very similar to where she lived on earth right now. Now I'm going to take a very quick look to see if your son is there. Let me just go there because obviously you'd probably be interested in that. First thing I see is a man with a nice build, nice shoulders, conservative haircut, shorter on the sides, a little bit longer on the top. Looks like there's a little bit of a wave to it. Grandma's hair was a little softer, didn't have as much wave, but his hair has a little bit more of a wave to it. Let me see if there's anything else I could say. Brown hair. Good looking. Hold on. Good looking man. I'm not able to get anything else. Okay, more of an oval face, strong nose, but everything is in alignment together. And, men usually have a little bit of a stronger nose to him. He's got a strong nose, got high cheekbones, kind, loving person. And he says his passing did not have to do with anything he did. It was sort of an accident versus something that he did to incur his own transition. Do you understand that, please? Accident versus him having any responsibility for his passing.
Yes, I understand.
Okay, because I was asking him. Usually if a son if you're not that old and you have a son in spirit, usually it could mean that he had something to do with his transition. But he said, no, it was an accident. It was nothing to do with me. I was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and something happened to me, and that I fell or I was taken down. It seems like somebody it looks a little violent to me. Do you understand violence here, please?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and there seems to be what do you call it, a weapon involved. Excuse me, he's giving me a lot of energy. Oh God, hold on. So give me a chance. I have to get my demeanor, honey. A fatal attack on him, and it was not easy for anyone, family involved, anybody around that was left on Earth. Feels like he left a wife behind, and that he has at least one child left on Earth. Yes, please, yes or no?
No, I don't know if a wife or child.
Okay. It feels like there's somebody he left behind, honey. Not just you, but there's a girlfriend or some woman that was in his life. Can you please confirm?
His girlfriend he really loved.
Okay. Did she have a child also, honey?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, that's all I'm getting is the people left behind that he loved very much. Okay. Now, he didn't have any children, so he was younger. He says it was a fatal attack. He says he sends you he sends you his great love. He wants you to know he's fine. He's here with the angels in the spirit world. He goes to visit grandma sometimes, but he's actually not. He's a very spiritual person. I want you to know this, Carol, and very evolved soul. So he doesn't stay in a place that's like Earth. He stays actually in the more a higher realm where there's no Earth, no need for Earth. He's like very evolved. He's like a pre-guide. He's in training to move to higher realms. Okay, and he must have been pretty evolved on Earth because he shows me he's in spirit world. He's not. You see, let me explain this to you. When a soul is closer to Earth vibration, when they leave Earth, they go to a place like Earth called Summerland. Okay, but he doesn't need to be in Summerland. He's floating around. He's the true essence of energy. He comes in to visit you in the home at times. He does take on his Earth form, but he does not need that. He's a very evolved soul. So you might be able to confirm that you did know he was evolved on Earth because he's a very lovely person. Do you understand that, please?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Okay. It feels like he actually did something that was spiritual on Earth. Either he was involved with a form of worship or he was just a mentor to other people. But he has this spiritual aspect to him, which he evidenced while he was even on Earth. Do you understand that, please?
Somewhat. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So he's a very loving, kind person. He takes care of his health now more than before. I don't know what he means by that. Hold on. What do you mean by that? I take care of myself better now than I did when I was on Earth. He says, I'm in great form. All he means is don't worry about me. I'm in great form. Everything about me is identical to being on Earth. I have not lost anything. I'm just as handsome as I was, just as smart as I was. Yes, just as smart as I was, if not even more. He says, and there's a father figure with him in spirit. So that would mean grandpa or his own father is there also. Do you understand? Yeah. Okay, he says, and he takes care of me also. He says, I don't really need anyone to care for me, but I just want you to know that I'm okay. He says, this is interesting, I pick flowers for you every day. I pick lilies of the valley. I leave them for you everywhere. In your home, around your place, I send you flowers, roses, lilies, and other kinds of flowers. I love you, Mom, very much. I've not skipped a beat. Don't worry about me. And that is his message for you. And that would mean, Carol, that you might be, I don't know if you have any flowers around you or if you're getting flowers, but it's a symbol that he would use for you, that he could communicate with you.
Oh, wow. Wonderful, wonderful.
Okay, so
I know he has contacted me a few years ago in a roundabout way, and I more or less went into shock with how he contacted me from the other side.
Oh, okay. Well,
so when you said like a higher realm or something,
yeah,
or can all spirits contact you whenever and through other people to get messages to you just out of the blue?
Yeah, they can. They can.
Okay.
It depends on the soul. Some souls have better ability. First of all, it depends. It's kind of like Earth. Think of it this way. Some people have more money than others, so they have more freedom than others. So some souls,
Oh,
yeah, some souls have more spiritual currency because they're more evolved. So those that are more evolved have greater latitude in where they go, who they talk to. They also have better communication skills with a medium or an intermediary. Some souls are better able to communicate with mediums than others. There are other souls that don't have as much spiritual currency. Maybe they're not as evolved. And so they would stay in a,
oh,
yeah, they don't have as much freedom when they're in spirit world. They may stay in an earth-like place. They may try to come in, and depending on their rights or their abilities of where they are spiritually, that is their key to moving about vibrationally. So,
okay.
so your son has a very,
Wow.
yeah, he has a very strong, he has a lot of spiritual currency. He's got a lot of spiritual adeptness.
Wow.
Yeah. And he reminds me of somebody on earth that must have either been grooming younger people or working with people in some way to help them in their own lives, because he has that kind of presence to him. What did he do when he was on earth, Carol?
Well, he was 23, and he had a hard time with depression throughout the teenage years, and then he had the girlfriend he was in love with, but he worked part-time after high school, but he didn't get involved in too much, honestly, except sports.
Yeah, did he coach any younger people?
No, not really.
Not really. Okay. Well, he has this feeling to him of being somebody who cares about others, like a mentor or something like that. I know he's doing it now from the spirit world, but he didn't take his own life, right? He did not take his own life. Correct?
Yes. Yes, he did.
He did. Okay. Because earlier he said he didn't take his own life, that it was an accident. Remember that, honey?
Okay.
And you said
Well, that's all we know. I mean, it could have been an accident with the shotgun.
Oh, yeah, because there was a gun involved. He says wrong place, wrong time, accident. I want you to know that.
Oh, that makes me really feel better. When you said it earlier, that made me feel so much better.
Yeah, I mean, this is important, and you're probably trying to make a reason for his passing. He was depressed. He doesn't come off as depressed, sweetie. So he may have been depressed a little bit here and there, but you might have assumed that he was depressed, and that's why he did that. But he's saying just the opposite. He's saying it was an accident. So I just want you to know. Yeah, I want you to know that it was. He says it was an accident. Wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than that, because I can only give you what he's giving me.
Well, he just had all the doors and windows locked and all day, and then we were working, and then it happened, and just how the day went.
Did you have any warning that he was depressed at that time, honey?
Yes, I spent 6 years trying to help him, but he didn't really. He had a hard time with talking with the counselor, and then he finally got on some medication, and it made his head feel fuzzy. But it was like 8 years trying to help him.
Okay, so that feeling, that message then could be that he's still somewhat in denial about this in the spirit world. Okay. Sometimes they don't want to admit that they'd made that choice. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm going to go back to him now. I also get an F, like a Frank name or something. I don't know whose that is or whatever it is, but it pops into my head. It doesn't necessarily have to be his, but I just want to give you that name. Let me go back to him. Okay. So wonderful, good-looking son. What's going on with all this? You say that you did something, you didn't do anything. It was like an accident to you, that you didn't take responsibility for your own passing. What do you mean by that? I was not willing to look at it as my own doing at that time. I looked at it as the fault of others. And that's what I meant by that. I looked at it as a fault by others, that it was leading me to take my own life. I did not take my own life. It was done to me by others. That is a lack of concern for taking responsibility. He says, I'm now over that. He says, I understand that I did have something to do with it, but there's been a long time for me to learn that in spirit world. He says, I don't like to admit that I did it to myself, so I don't admit it most of the time. So he's still going through some kind of a clearing process, Carol. Okay.
Okay.
All right. He's
Okay.
trying to clear that out and understand it better. He's still, part of spiritual involvement is owning up to things we did. But he gave me the impression that he was very evolved. And a very high level soul also. So it could be this, let's just put everything together, that he's so evolved that it's hard for him to be on earth vibration.
Okay.
Okay, so that could that could be part of it. Maybe it was just difficult for him to be with the denser energies of earth. Don't ever feel responsible, he says, Mom, for this. He says you had nothing to do with it. You did everything that you could possibly do. That's another part of this, is that you probably feel sad, responsible in some way. It's not your He wants to relieve you of any guilt. He says take care of, I think you have another son. Is that correct, love? Because he says, take care of my brother for me.
No, I don't. I mean, I had a miscarriage, but I don't, I never had a son.
Is there
birth to another?
Okay, is there a cousin or something, or why would he be saying that? Well, maybe he means he's taking care of your child. I don't know. Okay, there's no other boy. There's no other boy or friend of his or anything around, huh? Nothing like that on Earth.
No.
Okay. Let's let it go for now, honey. We had your mother come in. We have your son come in. He's not owning up to the responsibility of his transition, but maybe that's not a bad thing. Maybe that's a good thing. And finally, I want you to know that he's okay. He's still alive, and that he's with your mother and he's with other family members. So don't worry about him, Carol.
Oh, Laura, this is wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, honey. God bless. Bye-bye.
Bless you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Yeah, that's interesting. We have sometimes souls that commit. I've had this happen a few times. They say, "Oh, I didn't do it. I didn't do it." He told me, but yet they did do it. But maybe they don't want to take responsibility, or maybe the reason they did it is because they were blaming their life on other people. It's hard to understand that. Okay, I'm going to go to Diana, who's wanting another side connection, and then I will go to some live questions. Hello, Diana, honey. How are you today, love?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Where's 239, honey? Area code. Where's 239?
Where's 239?
Yeah.
Florida.
What part of Florida? The West Coast? Naples? Where is it from?
Southwest.
Southwest?
Not as far as Naples.
Oh.
Like an hour from Naples.
Okay, Fort Myers, or what do they call that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Lehigh is also Fort Myers.
What's it called? Lehigh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. All right. I love Fort Myers Beach. I just love it. I do. I love the beach bread. Everybody that's in Fort Myers Beach, if you stop into one of these little seaside restaurants, they have something called beach bread, which is tantamount to like a French or Italian bread opened up, and they put in like different cheeses, and oh my God, it's so fattening. I love it. Okay, so let's go to you. Let's go to you, Diana. I'm going to try to bring in somebody for you, love. Okay. Diana, 239, who's there for her today? Okay, so there's a father figure for you. I do feel a male to you. Let me see who else I get, if anybody wants to pop through. I also feel somebody on the child side of your body. Is there a younger person in the family who's transitioned, please? Diana, honey?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, unless it was like somebody who miscarried. there were some miscarriages.
Okay. And sometimes it's not even your child, it's somebody else's child, but there's definitely some children there on your left, right at your left side. Okay, I don't want to develop, but one of them's coming through. It's a girl. She's teenage years, or anywhere from child to preteen age. I'm going to let that go for a moment if I will, if they'll let me. Hold on. Let me see who else we can pull in for you, love. Okay, there's a man here. So this male is a statuesque, taller kind of fellow. Still has hair on the top of his head, although it's grayed. In other words, he's a nice, thick head of hair, even though he's older. He's got a little bit of wave to the hair. He's got a narrower frame, a strong nose. Very handsome-looking features, if you will. Slender build. See, casual attire, which usually means that he's lived long enough to be retired, and or he might have lived in more suburban, less versus urban area, at least towards the end of his life, he's showing me. Oh, interesting. He might have liked to hunt also, this man, because I see him with a rifle. Okay. Now, I know that's pretty bizarre. You know, I mean, how often do I see a gun? Of course, I did with Carol's son, I did see a gun, but I do see a rifle. I also see in the chest area, there's some kind of deterioration, as if there's something going on with the lungs, and I also feel smoking for this person. I see him as a mid type of body size, not, he could be tall, but he's narrow, he's not real overweight, a little bit of a stomach on him. Do you understand this, honey, for anyone you would know? Pretty strong personality there.
Well, that could be my father or my uncle. And I forgot I had a sister that died. So.
Oh, there she is.
That's probably who that was.
Okay.
I'm sorry to make her sit back.
Oh.
She died before I was born.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's there. She's there saying hello.
Aww.
Oh, by the way, she's saying, I love you, sis. Don't worry about it. Okay. I don't know how old she was.
Like 3 months old when she died. She died when my mom was pregnant with me.
Oh my goodness. Well, in spirit world, she's grown up a little bit. Okay. She's about eight or nine now. She's grown up slower than you, or she preferred to make herself look that age. Maybe let you know that life goes on, okay? We can go back to her in a minute if I have time, but Morty, you're a little late. Okay, so we have your father or your uncle here. One of them, now I hear from spirit, one of them was better with guns than the other. Which one of the two, Diana, was better with guns than the other? The older one, I hear.
I really, well, my dad's the oldest one. That's his youngest brother, but his youngest brother was in the military. I don't think he was like out. He wasn't in Vietnam or anywhere. I don't even know if he had these systems.
Okay, well, so it could be
the one who would have been trained to.
Okay, but your father liked to like to hunt or something? He had a rifle or gun, is that correct? Your father?
Had a rifle, but I don't know that, I mean...
Well, he had a rifle, that's good enough, because he's...
Maybe once in a while they went out and got a deer with my uncle.
Right, yeah. But what I'm trying to say is that there's a joke of who's better with guns. And that was a joke.
Oh.
Okay? They were making a joke, and it's the older one that's better with guns than the youngest, your father, who's the one speaking. Okay? And he also says he was more slender than your uncle as well. And that could also be a jost or a joke. I don't really know, but I hear that.
Yeah.
And he was. Okay. And in the stomach area, he's really slender. I mean, he's a real slender guy. And this is, I'm assuming, even as he progresses to his most senior years, he still shows me flat stomach there, and it shows me wider shoulders. He's a nice bone structure, very nice looking man, actually. Clean cut, handsome looks, he says, when he was on Earth, and he says he carries them forward into the spirit world. He says there's a younger person here with me. Okay, is that your daughter, Dad? Your sister, Diana's sister? Yeah, she's here with me, and a few other family members are here with me. We all rest in peace. But he says, not really. He says, because we're very active here. He says, I like to do a lot. Wait a minute, there's two messages coming in at once. The first message is something about bubble gum in hair. Did anybody get bubble gum in their hair recently? I know that's bizarre.
Well, I don't know if it's been recently, but it happened to me. It's happened to my daughter. I don't know. I mean,
Something about bubble gum in their hair.
Latest one.
Yeah, well, there was there must be something going on fairly recently with bubble gum in their hair, because all of a sudden he talks about that. I'm going to develop that because it's kind of funny. So what do you mean? What do you mean, Dad, about bubble gum in the hair? I helped you get the bubble gum out of their hair. Now, he may mean that as a metaphor, as I help you get them untangled from problems in their life, or he may literally means that sometimes he's around helping you, untangle situations in your life. And he laughs a little bit about the bubble gum in their hair. He says, that was kind of funny, wasn't it? He says, when you did have that happen, he says, you were frantic. You didn't know what to do. There was no one around to help. And he says even the blow dryer didn't work. So I don't know. You must have been really frantic because you had no resources, no one to help you with that one. And I also get this is a shared kind of memory. Okay, he's saying that when this happened, I think it's with one of your children. I think the younger one. When it happened, you all had to be going somewhere at that time, and you only had a little bit of time to get them out the door. He says you were very frantic. Do you remember that, honey? Please. Do you remember that?
It happened more than once, and we'd have to just cut it out.
You had to cut it out.
More than once.
Okay. And one of them, the last time, he says you all had to go somewhere very quickly, and they had to look decent, the kids. They couldn't have gum in their hair. So whatever it was, it looks like that. It looks like you have a girl and a boy?
Yes, they're all grown up.
Okay.
They're like in their 40s.
Yeah, so it was when they were young. It was when they were young then. Okay. All right. So whatever. He's showing me that you have a girl and a boy. He's showing me how to get bubble gum out of their hair, and he was there to help. And of course, he wishes he could. And he tries to show you that now he still tries to help you, figuratively speaking, get bubble gum out of their hair and untangle things and problems in your life. He says, I love you all very much. And he says there was a bubble gum in your hair incident recently. It doesn't mean that literally. He means you had a problem recently that he was trying to help you with, and it seems like a money entanglement issue. Do you recall this, please, Diana?
Well, there's still one going on with the house foreclosure. It's not over yet.
Well, that's okay. So that's what he means right now, is he's trying to, whatever he can do from spirit, maybe give you some ideas or help you. Yeah, as help you with this.
Talk to the judge. Well, I think he did help. It's actually my daughter's house, the one who got the bubble gum in her hair a lot growing up. And there was a big change. The third time it went before the judge, a new judge just came in and pushed that judge away and said, I'm taking over. And I guess they had done some things wrong and not offered her a chance after her husband died to take over payments and stuff.
Oh, perfect.
So,
okay.
He probably did help, but we don't know what's happening now. We're getting ready to go back to court to start over.
Okay. All right. He says, I will help you always get bubble gum out of your hair and their hair as you move forward in life. He says, I love you very, very much. He says, don't worry about a thing. It'll all be untangled over time. Okay, Diana, honey?
Can he think of is there any way she's going to get to keep the house or even keep it longer?
He doesn't want to say for sure. Let me just see something here. See, I knew you had a life question underneath all this. Hold on.
Well, you brought that up. What was entangling in your life?
I know. Well, he said it was a money issue, and he's trying to help you unravel it as if he's cute. Your father's a great sense of humor, obviously. Must have had one on earth. A real kidder, real kidder. Very creative in the way he's talking. Oh, yeah, unbelievable.
They were both kidders.
Okay, he also shows me him. I'll get to your question in a moment, but I just need to give you everything because he's kind of a bubbly personality right now. He's showing me tickling you under your arms and things like that. As if either he's playing with you now, or that he used to tickle you when you were young, or whatever. But real character, real kid. Will she get the house untangled, Dad? Is this what you're meaning? Yes or no? I will help as much as I can. Get this whole thing untangled, the bubble gum out of her hair, as he says. I will help as best I can. There's a few more things that need to happen before the house will be hers, but I cannot guarantee that it will be hers. I'm doing the best I can from where I am. He says he wants you all to pray because it goes beyond his abilities. It's God that would help you more than he.
Oh, yeah, we have prayed.
Okay, well,
been positive.
Good.
But it was just so strange how the final third time was supposed to be the end of foreclosure, and this new judge just came in and pushed the other judge aside and said, "I'm taking over now."
That is
so
funny.
they have to give her a chance, because it was all about her husband dying and leaving business bills, and they just wanted to foreclose the house to pay the bills that her husband left, and it's not her, but they weren't her bills. So anyway, they got coppered in the wrong thing, and we had another chance. So that's coming up next month, and we'll see. And, we'll pray about it.
All right, sweetheart. Pray on it, darling, and I think that will help a lot, love. Thanks a lot for calling in, Diana.
Thanks. That was fun.
Thank you, honey. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, yeah, her father was really a kidder. Well, he is a kidder, actually. Smack me side the head for saying that. They're not gone, everybody. They live on. They live on. And I wish my own mother would come in more often. I keep saying to her, Mom, if you're living on, where the frig are you? She used to come into me all the time. And by the way, I want to say something. If you are wondering where your loved ones are, if you haven't heard from them or what have you, usually they'll come in your dreams and they'll be around. You'll sense them until they feel you've gotten over the morning, and then they move deeper into the spirit world. It takes a lot of energy for them to come here. And one other thing, and I'm going to go to Lena, who's waiting for a live question, is one other thing is, if you do want a private session with me, just go to booklaura.com. You'll get a 25% discount if you enter event code radio show and the date, and you can have time with me, private time with me. And let me just make sure nobody's made a donation. Oops, oh no, that's not a donation. Okay, good. I just want to make sure. If you want to make a donation, it's too late now for this show because I'm almost towards the end of it. So let me go to Lena. Hey, Lena, how you doing, honey? Hi, honey. Go ahead.
Hey, Laura. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing? How you doing?
Good. I wanted to ask you about somebody. Somebody I met, his name is Steve, and I just wanted to see what you can about this guy. Do you think we're gonna have a relationship? Because he comes on real strong, but he seems kind of.
Don't give me any background.
Distant.
Don't give me any back.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Steve for Lena, yes or no? I do feel that there's potential there. I don't know why you're getting mixed messages, because I heard yes right in the beginning. He is very busy at work. Okay, does have a lot of things on his own plate. He does feel like a man who's very romantic, like very romantic, like coming on like a real Latin lover kind of thing, or Italian lover kind of thing, you know, like, oh, my baby, and like you're thinking, well, if you're so in love, where are you half the time, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, right. It's like, well, if you're so in love, then make a show of yourself. I do feel though he's going to be lightening up his workload in the near. There'll be less travel. It's something that takes him out of town, and that he will be spending more time here, and then that will all open up for you. There's also a sense of him having. He's a little older than you.
Yes.
He feels like he's got a business of some sort. Except it's kind of an unusual kind of business. It's not really.
I don't know. I don't know. He doesn't. He didn't never told me that. I have no idea.
Well, let me just say, I don't even know how to say this because we're on the air, but I won't say anything more about that. But I think he has a business, but it's a kind of off the books kind of business. I'll put it to you that way, okay? So there's like things that he can't talk about, okay, with his own life.
Oh,
yeah. Okay, because he's kind of like one of those La Familia kind of guys. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, so that's why he's not telling you everything. But he will be coming around soon, and he does like you, and I do feel that he will be including you more in his life, but over time. But you'll never really know everything that's going on in his business life or when he disappears. That will always remain that way. And if you're okay with that, then you can proceed. I do feel he has good intentions, as best can be from a person of his sort.
So when do you think that we will start a relationship? You think it will be for a while?
No, I don't think it's going to take that long. 2 to 3 weeks before he comes back from wherever the heck he disappeared to. But you'll be hearing from him in the interim.
All right. So, because he told me he wanted to get married. Is that true? Do you see him proposing to me?
He could. He could. It could be. I don't want to say. I get a yes right now, but it's a tentative yes. I can't say for sure, and I don't want to say for sure because I do feel he means it, but a lot has to happen before that happens. In other words, you have to come into you're not in a relationship with him yet.
No, do you think he has a lot of issues? Because I'm just not.
Okay, if you listen to this again, you'll hear what I said. I think everything was in that answer already. Yes, he does have issues,
Okay.
but it's not necessarily. Yeah, he has issues, but they're not bad issues. It's just a different lifestyle than you used to. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome, honey. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, I am going to go to Sue, who has a life question. If you're calling in on a regular basis to get answers to questions, and I know there's a few people who are repeat callers, and it's very nice to hear from you, you might want to consider that I'm probably going to give priority to people I've not spoken with in a long while, okay? Because I got to spread this around. And in that case, you might want a private session with me, and you'll get a discount. Okay, going to Sue at 215 area code. Hello, Sue. How are you today?
Hi, Laura. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. Okay, so just give me your question. No background.
Okay. I'm in a relationship. I was wondering where it's going.
Hold on. He's going to come back. I don't know why they're saying that, as if there's some kind of breakup or something's wrong right now. But it does look like he's going to come back into your life. So what I get is there's some kind of miscommunication right now, or a rift in the relationship. Can you please confirm that, yes or no?
Yes, but I think you're talking about my ex-husband. I'm in a relationship now, and we're together. That's the one I'm worried about. I know my ex wants to come back, but there's no chance of me ever going back.
Okay, well, right, I am focusing on your current relationship. And what I get is there's a rift in it right now, that there's a miscommunication or inability to communicate properly, but that this will be overcome. This will be overcome. Okay, and you don't need to worry about it. I think that you're kind of wondering, will it always be like this, that we can't seem to be able to we can't seem to understand each other without there always being a little bit of a miscommunication or whatever the heck it is. But you will, that will,
could that be that he speaks a different language than I do?
Could be, but what I want to say is, I get the feeling that when you both communicate about certain subjects, sometimes there's a little bit of a soreness there. In other words, maybe one of or both of you have a little bit of a discord. Your communication's not great, and it makes you feel like, will it always be this way, or can we overcome our communication issues? That's what I'm picking up. And the answer is you will eventually, by talking slowly and listening, eventually you will create your own way of communicating to each other that will be harmonious and issue free. So eventually this will all pass, and that you'll have a much better and tighter connection with him. Okay?
Okay.
Thank
you, Laura.
Thank you, honey. Bye-bye.
You have a nice Labor Day.
Thank you too. Bye-bye. Okay, I am going to go to, I'm going to probably need to go to a life question because I've done I spent a lot of time on the other side. I'm going to go to Katerina. I just want you, Katerina, honey? Katerina?
Yeah, hi, how are you? Thank you for taking my call.
Sure, now just give me your question, no background, please. Go ahead.
Okay, how can I go about attaching the actor I want for my project? Or will he just contact me because he might know about it already?
How can you go about, and I couldn't hear the word right after that. How can I go about what?
Contacting an actor I would like for my project.
Contacting an actor that you want to do your project. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
Yes, yes.
How,
or will he just contact me?
Okay, hold on. Oh, I see. You're wanting somebody who's not that accessible. Hold on. Katarina, 914. You should contact him and don't wait. Don't wait until because
Really?
I don't think he's going to figure it out on his own. You need to try to contact him. There are various ways to do this, mostly through a third party, and the third party will open up doors for you. Third party seems to be an agent or somebody that is involved in the business at a closer level than you are, or it seems to have entree or introduction to somebody else who knows somebody else who can get this. What is it, a script or something that you have? I hear script.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Is this agent somebody I know already?
Yes, it's in your sphere. You have people that you know that know people. Now, I don't feel it's a direct link. I do feel it might have to go from hand to hand, and that means that wherever you're sending your script, you need to send a just a treatment of it, or even less than a treatment, because it's going to go through many hands, and it could be stolen. The ideas could be stolen, right?
Yeah.
So this is what I recommend.
Scared me.
Oh, this is what I recommend. Yeah. This is what I recommend you do. I recommend that you get somebody that's in your sphere that knows the work is excellent. It's sort of like a person who's either an acting teacher. I don't believe it's an agent. This is an acting teacher, or someone like that who is connected and that knows of your work. And he's close enough to you that you can trust him, and he won't reveal what it is. He'll just be able to say to somebody else, this is legit, this is a great fit for this particular actor, and that he should really take a serious look at it. You also can have your work filed with a legal firm or someone like that, not just copyrighted, but maybe get yourself legal counsel that has a copy of this work, so that if anything happens after the date when the script is revealed, no one will ever be able to take advantage of you. So those are a couple of ideas. Does that make sense to you, sweetheart, from where you're at?
Yes, yeah, that makes perfect sense. I'm thinking it might be somebody I know. His name is Robert.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. But in the past, he's kind of told me to have money already in place. But I don't know. Maybe now he's changed his mind and would do it for me.
Oh, okay. Well, what I see is a man. This guy reminds me a little bit of Frank Langella, the one I'm looking at. He's got a presence to him. He's got a sense of authority to him, and he's a little bit. When I say presence, he's got authority to him, as if he's the older person or the person with the contacts, somebody that you would respect. Okay, right? And he's not he's a little thinner than Frank Langella, and he doesn't look as ethnic as Frank Langella. I think Frank's already just gone into spirit, Frank Langella. But I'm just saying, he reminds me of that kind of personality, that he would have people that admire him, that would listen to him. And he's got his own credit, so to speak, in the field of creative artistic expression. And so you should listen to him and do what he says. I don't know if you need money or not money. In other words, he was asking you for some kind of money for him to do that. Is that what you're saying?
Something in place to show that it is viable, I guess, and not just, something to make it real for the person.
Well, what would money have to do with that? I don't understand. Well, I don't have a lot of time left. We only have a moment. What I think you need to do, though, because the issues are these: one, let him know that you're interested in moving forward with this. Find out what he wants or needs. But two, you need to have this work
90 seconds
filed with somebody like a third party, like a lawyer, so that nobody can say that it's their idea. So if you haven't spoken to any lawyers on copyright, you should do that and see what the cost of that would be. Because I just want you to have your work filed so that nobody can say, oh, this is whatever. So check it out, okay?
Right. Okay. Thank you so very much. I'm so grateful. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it.
60 seconds.
Thank you, honey. Thank you for calling in. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Okay, everybody, the show is just about over. I want to thank you all for calling in. I'll probably do Monday night, although I'm leaving myself the opportunity to do something else in case it comes up. Yeah, it's true. I don't have too much of a personal life, but that's going to change. Everybody have a beautiful day, and namaste. Bye.
Thank you for using Blog Talk.